Basically, this is our CIS group,
Some
couple
of them.
people from the CIS group that studied abroad in Rome, spring of 2024. And we're just going to ask a few questions. Why did you guys choose Rome?
I wanted to go to Rome because I always wanted to go to Italy. And I know like Florence is like a popular place that everybody goes, but I felt like I just knew too many people that were going there. And I feel like Rome just has like a lot of the history that I was really interested in. So I decided to just like go alone and that like I would meet my own friends there and it actually worked out because I had like a friend in Florence and then a friend in Sorrento. So like all three of us like went to a different spot and that was really fun that we all had our different perspectives.
Something that I thought about when I was deciding where to study abroad was with Rome, it's so interconnected to other places, not only throughout Italy, but also throughout all of Europe, with where you're able to go, where you can get flights to, trains. And I think it's just kind of the heart of Italy in a way. And I think you just get like such an all-round experience there versus other places.
Why is Rome the best kept secret?
Something about that city is I feel like it's so empowering because there's really strong sense of community there. And I think it being an international city, you're meeting people from so many different places and so many locals as well. Um, but yeah, it's just a very empowering experience and there's so much energy in like that city and it's just um, so much fun to kind of be a part of it and to learn so much about different places and different ways of life.
I definitely agree. I love Rome for like there's so many reasons and things that I like loved about it. But I think the part about that Aaron mentioned about us being like in Trastevere and not like we weren't in the super touristy places. We were kind of in a place where there were a lot of like locals. So I feel like we got a very like authentic experience. And also, I think Rome is just a place like there's literally like you will never ever run out of things to do. Like it's so huge and like it's just like there's so much like cool stuff everywhere. Like you could just walk down the street and you go in a basilica and it's like the most beautiful place you've ever been, like Sistine Chapel level beautiful. Like it just has so much to offer and it will never not be like entertaining. Like even if you hit the biggest tourist spots, like there's still so much for you to do.
Like Colin said, I feel like there was always something to do. I felt like I could kind of go down any road and it would lead me on a new adventure every time. I would go on like 3 hour walks and just kind of get lost. But I still kind of knew like I knew where I was going. I liked how the churches had open doors so I could just walk in there and look at what was going on.
There is so much to do in the city, and the public transport there is super good. So Rome itself is located like you can get anywhere in Europe in like 4 hour flight or less, which was super nice because we were traveling every weekend.
Did you guys have like a favorite professor or class that you took while you were there?
I think all the professors were very understanding, at least at AUR, that like a lot of us are study abroad students and are focused on the schoolwork, yes, but like are also there for like the experience.
My favorite class and professor, it was my food and culture class that I took. I remember we had projects where like you had to pick a different part of Italy and like write about like the like food and the cuisine there, or you pick the cuisine and you learn about it. And we also had like a bunch of field trips in that class where we would do like wine tasting and like all that stuff.
I had a professor named Bruno Montefusco, and he was my Italian fashion professor, and that class was so fun. Something cool about the classes there is you really kind of connect with the local community, and you connect with, all the cultural aspects that um, are part of Rome and that are all around you and where you're living. Um, but I also really liked my poetry class and my poetry professor because that wasn't like Italian specific, but there was still a lot of connection to Rome and things we got to see, like the John Keats Museum and things like that.
My favorite class was Italian because I just found it so useful that we actually got to learn the language of the area that we were in. Like by the end, I felt like I could definitely get around and have people at least understand what I'm saying, even if I'm not saying it correctly, which was definitely helpful.
My favorite class was the communication and power in Rome class. We got to go on um, field trips like every other week, I think. It was a 3 hour long class, which wasn't the best, but I loved that class and the teacher was nice. I liked all my teachers. I liked my writing teachers the best. They made me feel like I was part of the English department, even though I never really went there, which was fun. But yeah, I enjoyed all the teachers there.
How has your experience in Rome impacted your life after the program?
I think when I was there, obviously I built so many connections and I learned so much about myself and like why I am the way that I am. Like even just like meeting people from other parts of America, like I learned like what like they grew up like and what I grew up like and how it like made me who I am.